Hi there, this is Lisa from Stumbles and Steps, and it's a beautiful afternoon, so I'm heading out for a walk with my sweet girl Ruthie, and we will take you along with us. Unfortunately, where we live live on a busy highway. That's why we're sitting here at the end of the driveway waiting to go, so we have to drive into town to walk on a trail, so we'll see you when we get there. Well, it is super busy and noisy where we're walking today. It is, however, a beautiful day. If you can see the sky behind me. We are walking on a trail that is just on the of the town where I live. It's nothing too exciting. There's a lot nicer trails around, but you gotta drive a little further or they're a little more remote. This is easy to get to. It's a nice level surface. I mean, there's hills and stuff. However, they've been doing some construction and it looks like the construction has gotten a lot closer, and I think I see a barricade very shortly up ahead, which is kind of a bummer because we've only been walking for about, oh, Ruthie's ready to turn around, 5-ish minutes, and we'll usually aim for at least 20. My watch would buzz 10 minutes into a walk, and then I turn around shortly within that once my leg starts hurting, and it usually amounts to right around a mile, a little over 20 minutes to a half hour. I don't know if we're gonna make that today, but we'll see. We'll get a little closer. It's getting louder. I don't know how good you'll be able to hear me. Ruthie looks interested in checking it out. And this is my Ruthie girl. Hey, Ruthie. She loves to smell everything. She loves to go for a walk. She's a very, very good girl. She turned 11 months old the other day. She'll be a year old on June 17th. We rescued her when she was about 3 months old from Savable Rescue in St. Paul, Minnesota. Oh boy, what do we have here? I guess this really is the end of the trail. Okay, well, there's some big construction equipment. Landon would like that. Ruthie seems to like it too. Landon would call those the big E's. He used to have a book about the big E, big excavators. Alright, well, okay, Ruthie, I guess we're turning around. We'll turn around. I can see my shadow. That might be the best I get. I was going to try to get a little bit of video of myself walking because I want to compare it with some older videos I found just to see how my gait looks compared to when I was first learning to walk with my prosthetic. What's the matter, Ruthie? She's the shadow of this stick for the camera is kind of wigging her out. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to skit. I don't know if I might have to just. Well, I mean, there they are. There's my feet, legs, shadow again. Okay, now Ruthie wants to stop when I finally figured it out. Okay, so this side. Prosthetic side, there she is in there. That side is the one I already had. So what I'm watching is I have this weird thing I do sometimes. Come on, Ruthie. Why will my dog usually won't stop, and now she won't walk? She's eating grass and maybe even a feather. So I want to make sure that my knees are pretty basically going over my toes and not kind of going, and I do this thing sometimes where I kind of like kick my foot up, like I'm kicking it forward to walk instead of just stepping forward. So I do watch for that, but all in all I think I walk pretty good. My leg is a little bit sore. We were walking yesterday kind of right around in this place, so I mean the trail's in pretty good shape, but it like my foot like stuck to it all of a sudden, and it's like my leg moved forward inside my prosthetic, the shell part of my prosthetic, and it was painful and it's still a little sore. So yeah, this is about where I'm at as far as our my first moves towards getting back into any sort of a fitness routine. Been pretty consistent with this one. I gotta say, it's not just fitness. The other thing is, I may have mentioned once or twice on here, and a gazillion times if you know me for real, that I want to go to Disneyland and World. I've never been to Disney. I wanted to go. Then I was just like, bleh, like I said before, whatever. Like, I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it. Oh, my parents were able to take my daughter. So, you know, like, I was fine with that. But now I'm like, I do actually want to go. So I was going to go to Disneyland first because size-wise, that just seemed more reasonable. I started watching some vlogs and whatnot. And then we got our little Ruthie. And nobody at Disneyland, none of the resorts I want to stay at that are close and fancy, allow dogs. So we're not quite ready to go off on vacation without her yet. And I don't want to stay at a further out resort that would allow her because I think that would make my goal of using my own power as far as transportation. Because the other thing, I want to go to Disney and I want to go to Disney walking. I don't want to go to Disney in a wheelchair or on a scooter. I could see maybe like a knee scooter or something like that if needed. I do use crutches at night, so probably crutches for backup if needed. But I just like, I don't want to go and have my husband have to push me around Disney. And one time we went to the zoo and I used one of those carts and like I couldn't get close to anything. It was, so that was, you know, disappointing. So, I've read like for Disney World, which is bigger, you can expect to have like 20,000 step days, which 10,000 is the recommended amount for, I think, per person a day. It used to be what my step goal was. Now it's 6,000. But I get close to 10,000 some days. So figure that's like 4-ish miles, right? But you don't walk it all at once. I mean, I can basically walk a mile now with only having to stop like once or twice. I get pain in it's right here. I do squats and squats. Like, I lost a lot of muscle. I guess a little bit about my cancer is during the whole diagnostic process and treatments as far as before the surgery. Ooh, look at nice view coming into a small rural town in the Midwest. Woo-hoo. Anyways, I was non-weight bearing for like a year, lugging around a big protective boot on crutches. So I lost a lot of muscle mass in my thigh. And I've gained and lost weight throughout chemo, prosthetic, this and that. So, yeah, so I don't think I'm doing terrible. Oh, my watch is halfway there. I thought it was going to say 10 minutes, but I don't think it's even been 10 minutes because of the roadblock. And we walked fairly quick. So that's another thing, you know, like I made like some short little video with me and Ruthie that was like, oh, let's look at Ruthie again for a while. Like about progress, not perfection, and that is super true. Like for me, it's like, it's easy to think about with Ruthie. Like when I look at her, like she's 11 months old and there never used to be any sort of slack hanging in her leash. Like it's always, sometimes she's actually like this, walking so slow, it gets like caught up in her legs and I have to stop and untwist her. So, I mean, like, it's easy to recognize that progress, but it's a little harder sometimes to recognize in yourself. But then I was thinking about how I've been walking the same route for a while, and while I'm not walking that much further, I'm walking a lot faster, and I'm stopping a lot less. I used to have to stop 2-3 times just to stand, to kind of rub that spot I told you about, you know, just to even to catch my breath a minute. Now I get a tiny bit out of breath. Well, we're walking by this tree. Look, it is just gorgeous. But wow, allergy city. Whew, this thing is wobbly. I've never used one of these before. It's kind of weird. People are probably looking at me like, this is a small town in the Midwest. Like I said, like, why is that lady with one leg walking her dog and carrying one of those camera stick things? Oh well. they're gonna look anyways. I guess I might as well give them more reasons and learn to just not care. Well, anyways, so that's about it. This was a short walk. We might go a little bit further, but as you can see, that's my car there. I just parked like in a bank parking lot because it's closed. If you go further down, really just basically it's a bike trail, but it's pretty much like a sidewalk next to when the highway slows down for town. So it's not great. And down there's a funeral home by that yellow arc. I noticed when I was recording my walk the other day that at the end I hit pause or stop or something, and the last thing I said was we don't walk down there because there's a funeral home. And I just wanted to hop on quick and clarify that we don't walk down there because next to the funeral home is a house with dogs that are on a long leash thing that run out and bark at us and cause chaos. So